Hello.
Hi, everyone.
We are back with another live stream. For anybody that's in the stream right now, let us know in the comments if you can hear us okay. We had some issues with the last time that we did this. We're not live streaming pros by any means since this is only our second time doing this, but hopefully we'll be able to go off without any hitches today.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do another live stream for a while since the last one.
Yeah.
And we're finally doing it today.
I know. It's been a while. We said we wanted to do this like once a month ish. Life gets in the way. Sometimes, you can't, but it's been too long. It's been since like August.
Was that the last one we did?
That was the last time. That was the last time we did a live stream. That was our first live stream. And what a different time like versus now, when we did it.
Okay, good.
All right, good. Ariel drops a comment. Let us know she can hear us fine. So thank you. Welcome, Ariel. And welcome everybody else. But yeah, like I said, we want to kind of commit to doing this like a little bit more often. We can't commit to like specific amounts of time we want to do it. But
maybe once we get our house and everything set up, then we can definitely do it at least once a month. But I definitely want to do this more often because I like interacting with you guys and just talking about all the new stuff that's coming.
Yeah.
So.
And like I said, so much has changed since the last time that we did this.
Yeah.
Like the last time we did it was August, like I said, and the parks, at least in Florida, were open for only like about a month at that time.
Yeah.
So it was, very, very different. Now we're, it's March, almost April, and the parks have been open for quite some time. So there's a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a couple of things we specifically want to talk about today. But anything you guys, any questions you have, anything you want to touch on, just drop it in the comments. This is a two-way street. So some people come on live streams and they just kind of do their own thing, but we're here to kind of talk to you guys. So any questions you have, anything you want to know, just leave a comment, and we'll be happy to answer it.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. Oh, you love the pins in the back? This was here for the last time we did a live, but the last time we were here, this was not here. This was just like I think it was just a camera. It was like we put the frame up, but we were waiting on the actual poster to come in. And I love this poster. I don't know if you guys can kind of read it, but it's a Magic Kingdom poster. It says dedicated October 25th, 1971. And then there's a little paragraph down here with just a little quote from Walt Disney or Roy Disney maybe from the opening day. So
yeah,
it's really
and these
really
are
cool.
These are just some of our pins. We have a lot more. Matt has a whole book of them, and I have a board at my house. But yeah.
So this is our makeshift live stream setup.
Yeah.
We are in the process, for those of you who are new to the channel and aren't maybe too familiar with Alex and myself, we're getting married this summer. So we are in the process of house hunting, figuring out what that's going to be like. And we're going to hopefully be able to have like a dedicated studio space.
Yeah.
We have a space now, which is fine. Like if you guys seen like our at-home videos where we have like all the Funko Pops and things on the shelves behind us. But I want to have like an all-in-one like YouTube studio.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, a lot to talk about today. We have kind of three things on our agenda, and then we'll leave it up to you guys for those that are in the stream, watching. First, we want to talk about what Disney is like right now. Alex and I have been fortunate enough to have gone back twice, right? Yeah, twice since the parks have reopened. And it was a little bit different each time because, we didn't go right when the parks open. A lot of people were like, oh, you're going to go in July. We never go in the summer months. It's just way too hot.
Yeah.
So we didn't go right when it was there, but we did go in the fall and we gave it a little bit of time. And then we went back recently, very recently, like a month ago, last month. And things were a little bit different. So we're going to talk about some of the differences between Disney like now versus in a non-COVID environment, pre-COVID environment. So that's kind of the one thing. Obviously, the big news, and it's crazy. Like if you guys have seen like our video we put up talking about the Disneyland expansion.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that is
that came out of
a thing.
That came out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
They just like dropped it, and everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah, completely out of nowhere. Like especially given the fact that like Disneyland isn't even open yet. I mean, it's open for Touch of Disney and all the events that they're doing, but as far as regular guests, like it's not even open yet. So that came completely out of left field. None of that's confirmed, by the way. I had a lot of comments on the video that we put out asking, like, is this a done deal? Don't believe it. It's
in the works.
In the works. I think it's going to happen because there's been rumors about a Disneyland expansion for a while, and this is the time. Like right now, like the city of Anaheim is hurting economically. They need people to come back. That city like basically runs on tourism. All the hotels that are there. Anaheim needs the money, and they need the people to come back and visit. So this is a perfect time if you are Disney to kind of come out and be like, hey, we want to expand. What do you think? Yeah. So it's going to be a very lengthy process.
Yeah, it's not going to be something that's right around the corner. It's going to take years.
Years. Yeah. And some people have asked like, oh, how long do you think it's going to take? I would say like until we're fully finished, like completely, like, you know, whatever they decide they are going to expand is done. It's probably going to take a minimum 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
at least, like maybe even pushing 10. That's just based off of like,
depending on what they're planning on building there. Yeah.
Right, depending on how expansive it's going to be. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, that came like way out of left field. And then we have a couple of questions that people have sent in on our Instagram. So if you guys aren't already following us on Instagram, make sure you guys go do that. It's at MattAndAlex Vlogs. If you're not already following, we post like all things on our story when we're down in the park. Some things we don't post on the YouTube channels, and who doesn't like seeing Disney pictures? So, but yeah, so let's talk about our like recent experiences going to Disney. Okay. I'll let you kind of start.
Okay, so like Matt said, we went back in November. That was the first time we went during the pandemic, and then we went last month. And the biggest change, I mean, obviously everybody has to wear masks and everything. And, you know, if you're not used to wearing a mask all day, it can be annoying, especially in the Florida heat. I mean, I'm kind of used to wearing a mask all day with my job, so it didn't bother me too much. But the biggest thing that I think I miss the most is the entertainment in the parks. We aren't able to see any fireworks shows at night, no Fantasmic, there's no parades during the day. They do character like crusades. Is that
cavalcades?
Cavalcades.
Yeah, crusades.
I was close.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, where they kind of are just like unannounced, and the characters will come out on floats, but it's not the same as like Festival of Fantasy and, you know, the big like nighttime parades that we're all used to. So I think that's like the major thing that I miss most is the entertainments in the park. Even like in Epcot, like the bands that used to play in the countries, like there's none of that right now. And that really, I feel like, adds to the magic of the parks. So that's the biggest takeaway. Also, the lines. And I tell people this, and like my clients, because I am a travel agent on the side. So I tell my clients too, don't be scared of the lines, because right now with COVID, like the lines stretch like across the parks. Like you're gonna look at it and be like, oh my god, I'm not standing in that. But they're just looking like that because of the spacing. Everybody has to be 6 feet apart. So with the spacing, the lines look really, really long. And also the wait times that are posted are not always accurate either.
We've learned that, like, we've noticed that big time over the last couple times that we went. Like things that are posted at like a 40-minute wait are usually like 20 minutes. So like, I mean, obviously it can vary depending on the day. But just from our like personal experience is the posted wait time is usually longer than the actual wait time.
Right. So if you see something for like 40 minutes and you're like, oh, I really didn't want to wait that long, I would suggest kind of like jumping in line and seeing how long it takes, because like we've waited for stuff that says 40, but it's really 20. Yeah,
and the biggest reason for that is if you guys have been to Disney World before, you know that a lot of times when you get in line, and it was always like kind of like a badge of honor, like they give out those red, the red time things. You guys know what I'm talking about, like the red cards on the lanyard, and you give it to the last cast member before you get on the ride. They're obviously not doing that because they don't want people all touching the cards, and that is the way that the wait times are updated. So. And I used to be an attractions cast member a number of years ago, and that is the way. Like there's no, secret backdoor way of kind of doing it, realistically. Yeah. If you don't have that card system and you're actually, not accurately tracking it, you're kind of just taking a guess based on what the line looks like. So keep that in mind too. That's a big reason why a lot of the wait times are shorter than what they're estimating.
Right. And other than those things, I'm trying to think, like, what else would you say was like a really big change that you noticed?
Well, I mean, like you said, the entertainment not being there. We have been to Disney, like I said, we've been like fortunate enough to go many times. So for us, as much as I miss the entertainment, it wouldn't deter me from going because we've been fortunate enough to experience it before. If you haven't been to Disney before, I would say don't go now. And it's not because like, oh, we feel unsafe, anything like that. It's just more of like, if you're going for the first time, we would want you to have that ultimate experience.
Yeah.
And
like
you
what
can't have
Disney
that right
World
now.
is known for.
Right.
Like, you know.
But other than that, like I would say those are the biggest things.
Yeah. And Stephanie asked a question. In the 2 times that you've recently gone to Disney, do you find everyone following the mask requirement and rules? More specifically, the no drinking while on lines, waiting for a ride.
Yeah.
Yes. So when we
yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah. So I was gonna say, walking around the parks, I noticed that everybody was wearing the masks properly, and if you're not, the cast members have been really like on top of people. They will follow people until you cover your nose.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow the mask rules in the parks, they are able to kick you out of the park.
And not only are they able to, obviously it's private property, but we saw a guy. We were by the hub. We saw somebody get escorted out, and it was not a pretty scene. You know, not something you want to see in Disney World, people yelling and screaming, but we did see somebody on our last trip last month get kicked out of Magic Kingdom, and obviously he wasn't following the rules.
There are some people that are still like walking around with it under their nose, or like they have the rule now where if you're eating or drinking, you have to be like stationary in one spot. So if you want a sip of water, you have to stand in one spot, take your mask off, and drink. You can't be like drinking and walking around the parks. And I did see some people specifically
that's
like
hit or miss
in Epcot because of the food festivals. I've seen some people walking around with their drinks, like drinking or eating.
Yeah.
But if we do see that, like I feel like a cast member is going to come right over.
They're very good. They're very good with it. If you are concerned about that, as far as like, you know, people not necessarily following the rules 100%, the one place we saw it the most is Epcot, and it makes sense because you have a lot of people drinking throughout the day and the night. The more you drink, the more, you know, kind of loose you get. And those rules get kind of bended a little bit. But like Alex said, the cast members are right on top of it. So I would say overall, the mask rules have been fine. You know, like everybody's been following it. Like I said, we saw that one person get kicked out. And that was really the worst of it. The one thing that I will say that and at least in our opinion, again, and we try to keep things very honest here, is the physical distancing markers.
I was going to say
that is something that people follow, and it's 50-50. We've been on attractions where people were literally right behind us, and we've had to like turn around and say something or kind of shoot them dirty looks. Yeah. But that's kind of a toss up. Like it's very easy to forget too, right? Like you're constant, the line's moving. Sometimes you overstep and you don't realize like, oh, there's a marker on the floor. I need to be aware of that. That is the rule that I see people not following more than the masks themselves.
Yeah, like Matt said, there was only, I think we were in line for Buzz.
That is the one line that people just don't follow it
and
whatsoever.
There was like a couple behind us that were like literally like breathing on our neck, and I had to like turn around and say something. But other than that, like, I mean, even I like am guilty of like, oh, I'll go past the marker and I'm like, oops, and then I have to just like jump back real quick and stand on it. Yeah. But that kind of is 50-50.
That's 50-50. Hello, Mingleangelo from California.
Hi.
How you doing? Was it uncomfortable with the mask on hot days? It can be. We're not going to sit here and say that it isn't. Obviously, you know, we follow the rules, of course, but, you know, would we prefer not to wear a mask? Of course, I think. And I think everybody is kind of in that boat right now. Yeah. But it can get hot. The one thing I will say, and, you know, this isn't me, like, just being like a Disney stan and telling you go out and get them. The new fabric Disney masks are extremely comfortable.
I was going to say that too. I have some of the old material, and it's definitely a lot thicker and hot. the new material is very like breathable. You can like feel the breeze like going through it. So I would suggest those, or just like the paper masks, like the blue paper masks that people wear.
That's your second best option. Yeah. It does get hot though. I mean, especially now, like last week it was hot in Florida. This next week coming up, it's going to be in like the 90s a couple of days. So it's getting hot. Like I said, we haven't been there when it was like summertime peak heat, but we've been there on days where it's been in the 80s, and you just have to take breaks. So
and they have the rest stations throughout the park, so just be smart about it, drink a lot of water, and just go to the rest locations, and that's where you could take your mask off and relax a little bit.
Right. Or if you grab a snack and you want to sit on a bench or something like that, you can certainly do that as long as you're stationary. The best park in my opinion for masks is if you're going to Epcot, especially during a festival, which is basically all year now.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly going around and you're trying different foods, and it's going on and off as you obviously eat and drink. So that was the most that was the easiest part to kind of navigate.
Yeah.
Just because you have like so many more opportunities to like eat things, if that makes any sense. Ariel asks, with getting married in Disney in the fall, we have All-Star Movies and Coronado Springs as two of our resorts to choose from. Do you have any advice on which location is better?
First of all, congratulations on getting married.
Are you actually, wait, let us know before we answer this. Are you getting married like at Disney, or are you going to Disney on your honeymoon? Because if you're getting married at Disney, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Either way, congratulations.
Yeah, either way.
But that's awesome.
So if I had to choose, I think I would go with Coronado Springs. We've stayed, I've stayed at both. You haven't stayed at the All-Stars.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, have you?
I've stayed at movies, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I've stayed at both. We really enjoyed Coronado Springs when we stayed there. And we recently stayed at
Gran
Destino. So if you can get into Gran Destino, we absolutely loved staying there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a moderate resort, but it 100% feels like a deluxe.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's brand new.
That's like Disney. We always say, like, when people ask, like, that is Disney's like best kept, not secret, but that's like the best value for your money in our opinion, because it really is like a deluxe at a moderate price. In my opinion, I think at some point down the line, Disney's going to realize like what we have here.
Yeah.
And maybe they end up making it a deluxe, but if you can get into Gran Destino Tower and you have a little bit extra to spend versus the normal Coronado rooms, we highly recommend that. That was beautiful. We do have videos of that. We have a full resort tour. If you haven't checked it out, you can go back on our videos. Maybe about 15-20 videos or so ago we were there. But Gran Destino is awesome, and Coronado is great too because you can still experience both. Yeah. There's a walking path that connects Gran Destino to the rest of Coronado. You have some good food options there, so I would say hands down, especially if money isn't a concern, 100% Coronado Springs. Yeah. Specifically Gran Destino. Yeah. And she is getting married at Disney. That is really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Two of our best friends got married at the Wedding Pavilion a couple of years ago, and it was awesome. So it looks really nice. Hopefully, I don't know what kind of restrictions and whatnot they have, but hopefully you'll be able to have like the full experience. That's great. Michelangelo, I usually double up on the masks, and we're planning on going to Disneyland in September. Very jealous. We miss Disneyland so much.
We can't even go to Disneyland if we wanted to. It's only open for California residents right now.
Yeah.
Well, not now. And when it opens.
Yeah. Yeah. But you could have gone, which is so strange, right? So they have a Touch of Disney. Is that what it was called? Or Taste of Disney?
One of those.
I want to say Touch of Disney. Michelangelo, no, he's a West Coast native. But you could have gone to that if you didn't live in California, which is strange.
Interesting.
Because we've seen other like YouTubers and whatnot that jumped on the chance to go there, and they went. Oh. Like JoJo and those guys. Yeah. Like they went to the festival, which is interesting. But then next month they can't go when it opens to regular guests, which is I don't know, kind of strange.
They get back to normal soon. We miss Disneyland a lot.
Yeah, we were planning on doing D23. They obviously pushed that back.
We are gonna do D23 and the opening of
Avengers Campus when they had the original date. Yeah. Touch of Disney. That's it. There it is. It's called Touch of Disney, but it should be called Taste of Disney because it's basically a food festival.
Yeah.
Right? I'm pretty sure it's like almost strictly a food festival with like some entertainment. But yeah, we were supposed to be there for Avengers Campus, like opening day when they had that original reopening date of July 18th, 2020. Obviously, that didn't happen.
But we will be in Disney World for the 50th anniversary and the opening of Ratatouille, so we're really excited for that.
Yeah. Speaking of the 50th, let's talk about the 50th a little bit.
Yeah.
We, like Alex said, we are going to be there for the 50th anniversary. We had that booked before they announced the Ratatouille announcement.
We are excited. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
we are excited, but also a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You guys know me. Like I said, we keep it real here. I am disappointed with what we have gotten so far for the 50th anniversary, as far as announcements, as far as things that are coming, new things. I know that the pandemic is obviously going to put a hindrance on some of the stuff. We don't know if entertainment's going to be back by then. We don't know if fireworks are going to be back, and I totally understand that. Like, I 100% understand. Fingers crossed they do come back. But as far as new things that we can look forward to, like attractions, that's where I'm disappointed. Like, Tron isn't ready, and we have friends that are, local to Florida, and they've said that the Tron construction has, and we were there last month, and it was different versus when we saw it in November, obviously. But they said for like the past couple of months, the Tron construction's been like exactly the same. There's not much movement. So that's not opening. Ratatouille's coming, and while I love Ratatouille, it's not new. It's a Disneyland Paris ride.
But not only that, Ratatouille was supposed to open like sometime this
summer.
Yeah, spring or summer. So it's
whatever.
Like they're kind of just like pushing it to that weekend to be like, oh, here's a new ride for the 50th.
Exactly.
But like they could open it now if they wanted
to. It's ready. It's ready. We've been on the Skyliner. We've seen it. They've done media there. They've filmed things for Disney Parks blog. People have been inside the building. It's ready. It's that, at least in my opinion, was Disney kind of saying like, okay, we're not going to have much as far as new things for the 50th, at least in the beginning. Now, it's an 18-month celebration, which is very long. So it's going to go into like the 52nd year of the company or whatever, of the park. But that was kind of their way, at least in my opinion, of kind of splitting the crowds up because, we are going to be in Magic Kingdom on that day. We will not be in Epcot for opening day of Ratatouille. I think we're going there the 2nd. We have reservations for, but as far as that first day, we want to be at Magic Kingdom because it is Magic Kingdom's 50th. That park, that's the place that started it all. It's Alex's birthday that same day. So, we want to be there.
I share a birthday with Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, well, with all of Disney World, actually.
Yeah.
So we want to be there. And then I think they realized, like, all right, let's, get everybody, let's not have everybody trying to go to Magic Kingdom on that day. Let's open up Epcot and Ratatouille and kind of spread out the crowds. At least that's how I view it. I obviously have no idea, but that's just kind of what it seems like. So as far as like new things, I wish there was more, and maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe they're going to come out with some announcements over the summer, but
I'm hopeful that they will. And like, I think it would be a little silly if they didn't, especially now. If you look at the parks right now, like the crowd levels for spring break right now are pretty crazy considering that we're still in a pandemic. Like there's a lot of people in the parks right now. And there's no reservations available for like the next, like it was like last week, this week, next week, like for like this whole month there's like no reservations and the parks are like packed. So it's like to think that like how many months from now in October they're not gonna like have all these new things. I think that would be a little bit silly of them. So hopefully we get some more announcements soon.
I hope so. And like, yes, the parks are crowded. It is not the same level of crowds as like a normal time of going to Disney, but the last we heard it was 35%. Who knows if that's gone up?
It looks pretty busy.
But it's busy
right now.
Yeah, it's busy. The last time when we went in November, it was a break for a lot of schools, especially up in the Northeast. So it was busy then. But the last time we went, we were like, holy cow! There's a lot of people here, and more so than Disney. When we went to Universal for Mardi Gras, that was like that was chaos. There was people all over the place, and to kind of go back to the mask thing, that's where we saw a lot of people not following the rules. And I will say, any Universal cast members, if anybody that's watching this that is a Universal cast member, they are like savages when it comes to
they don't care. They will tell you how it is.
They walk around. This is something Disney doesn't do, but Disney just has cast members with the little signs that they hold up, and then they'll literally follow you until you put it on. Universal has cast members with like headsets where they're speaking into like a speaker, and they're just standing off to the side, kind of calling out all these people that aren't wearing the mask, and they will like they were pretty. They were like borderline mean to some of these people, and I get it. They're not following the rules, so they have to be harsh. But it was funny. It was like something you would never see in Disney. The way they were talking to the guests, which was fine with us because like obviously these people need to follow the rules. So that's it. Stephanie says, "Do you think the fireworks might make a comeback for the 50th, and how do you think they can socially distance the hub for viewing?"
I really hope they come back for the 50th. Like, I think that would be amazing. But...
Yeah, I want to say yes. And the reason I say that now is because we sit here, we are about a little over 6 months away from the official 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. That's a lot of time. Now, the parks will have been open for a year and change, like a year and 3 months. But I have a feeling that we will have something back. It might not be maybe a full-fledged show. Maybe it's a scaled-down version. But I think we're going to get something for that 50th anniversary just because, in my opinion, you can't have the 50th anniversary without that. And I know that we said this when we made the video about the 50th anniversary, but it is spread out over 18 months. So if things don't come back in 2021 at the end of the year, you still have all of 2022 and early 2023. Do I think it's going to take that long to get these things back? No, I just don't. I think if Disney didn't have in their mind we're going to bring some of these entertainment options back, I think they would have pushed the 50th start date back and like maybe started it in 2022. So I am hopeful, and I'm going to say yes. As far as socially distancing the hub, it's like borderline impossible.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how they're.
If they're gonna bring the fireworks back, I don't think distancing in the hub is going to be a concern, honestly. I think it'll be more on the guests, and maybe they do a couple of showings a night to kind of spread it out. Who knows? But I have a feeling it's going to be back. Maybe that's just me being optimistic. Like, there's more people that want to get the vaccine. There's more and more people getting that. So I guess things are kind of moving in the right direction, and Disney's going to have to keep up with their competitors. SeaWorld has been doing fireworks for months now. SeaWorld has brought back concerts. They have their food festivals, their nighttime entertainment. They're ready to go. Universal already came out and said we're doing Horror Nights this year.
Yeah.
That's confirmed, which is...
So, and we just got a question. Do you think that they'll bring back Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? I'm hopeful for that too, especially because Matt just said Universal confirmed they are having Halloween Horror Nights this year.
I think it'll be back.
I think it'll be back too.
I think it may, and who knows, maybe they don't bring that back because it'll kind of directly conflict with the 50th in the beginning. I don't know. But I think at the very least we will have the Christmas party back this year. Yeah. If it's a very limited capacity, so be it. But I think they will have parties back because, like I said, there's been a lot of flack in the theme park community for things that Disney aren't doing, and now I know Disney's not going to be the company that goes out there and takes the chances of saying, all right, we're going to bring back special ticketed events and we'll see how that goes. They'll let other people do that. Universal's definitely more risky when it comes to like business decisions, but if they want to keep up with what's going on in town, they're going to have to offer these things. All the local haunts in Orlando are going to be back. All the things they do for the Halloween time. Like I said, Halloween Horror Nights is back. SeaWorld has been rocking for months with entertainment. Yeah. I think Disney at some point is going to have to be like, we have to bring this back because, people can go elsewhere, honestly. In
their minds, though, I feel like Disney is always like, well, people are going to come to us anyway, so we don't have to do it. But I think that it'll be back.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric says, always keeping it real. You know us, Eric. We always have to keep it 100. He's also underwhelmed with the 50th. I feel you. Like,
we've heard that from numerous people. So
I've heard more people say that they're underwhelmed with the 50th anniversary what we've gotten so far than people that are like satisfied with it. Just because it's so open-ended, and like I said, we totally get it with the question marks around what they're going to be able to do. But to just be like, okay, like we're putting a few things on the castle and we're opening Ratatouille, which could have been open for like a year at this point. It's just it's kind of silly, but that's just our opinion. And hopefully in the next few months we'll get some more and more things that come out, and then we can look back on this and be like, Matt and Alex were way too early with their judgment. Universal is a redheaded stepchild of parks. I mean, they'll always be second fiddle to Disney, but I got to give Universal a lot of credit because
there's some exciting
there's
things
a lot
coming.
of exciting things coming to Universal.
Gotta give it to them.
And we were talking about this off camera, saying like, yes, kind of tying into the 50th conversation, being like, well, Disney's not doing much. Meanwhile, Universal's got Hagrid's opening, and they're bringing Horror Nights, not Hagrid's, the Velocicoaster.
Yeah, Velocicoaster.
They're building a brand new park in Florida. They announced that's Epic Universe is a go.
That's going to be exciting.
Horror Nights is coming back, and then Disney were just like, well, are we going to get fireworks back this year? They'll always be second fiddle, probably.
What do you mean, probably? Yeah, they will.
They will, but, Disney's...
They have exciting things
coming. They have a lot. There's a lot of reason to go to Universal over the next year.
And we'll be there. We love Universal, so we will be there.
Yeah,
Matt's going to try and get me to go on the Velocicoaster.
Yes.
I'm scared.
It looks so cool. I can't wait for that to open. Disney Joanne, do you think the electric parade will be back? Good question. I don't know. Like, I don't think we're going to get a new parade. So maybe they do bring it back just for like nostalgia.
Maybe.
That's something.
The electrical parade was in Disneyland, wasn't it?
It was the last time we were there. I don't. It's not going to be there now.
Yeah.
Maybe it does come back. Like maybe Disney. I would honestly love to see like all old things come back.
Yeah.
Like if we're going to go down the route of like not getting new things for the 50th anniversary, let's bring back a bunch of old stuff. Like give me.
I'd be happy with that.
Give me like Tapestry of Nations in Epcot. I love that. I have like the
Animal Kingdom parade that you used to work.
Yeah, Jam and Jungle. Like let's bring those back if we're gonna bring parades back, and we don't want to spend the money on new things. Like you have all the floats and everything, so I don't know. Maybe it'll be back. Do you think they'll bring back Mickey's Not So Scary? We said I'm gonna say yes, but who knows? Chris Mazzola, what is your favorite candle/oil scent from Magic Candle Company?
Ooh, that's a tough one. We like a lot of them.
I will say. It used to be the African Lodge.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of our favorites.
Which is the Animal Kingdom Lodge smell. But I will say recently, there's, what is it called? It's like the tiki one? You know the green candle?
Yeah. I forget what it's called.
There's like some kind of tiki room candle, which is really nice. And then I really like the Pop Century smell.
Oh, yeah, that one's good too. Yeah. And then if you like bakery scents, like what's the one...
Mouse Waffles?
Mouse Waffles is a good one if you like sweet, like bakery smells. I enjoy that one. So
yeah,
those are a few of our favorites, but some of them, a lot of them are really, really good. We have them lit in the kitchen all the time.
Yeah, so good. We have to place an order with them again soon.
I know.
That's a good...
We'll do an upcoming review on some new scents.
Yeah, we haven't placed an order since like the summertime.
Yeah.
Just because we've had like so many to burn through. But shout out to Chris for kind of giving us the idea to get some more. Because when we went to Grandestino, Alex loved that smell, and they have a candle for it.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a Destino.
We need to get it.
We have to get it.
Every time I walked into the lobby, or like every time we came down the elevator to the lobby, I would say to Matt, that smell. I don't know what it was. It smells so good in there.
I know. It's so good.
It's so good.
We'll have to try out the candle. Alex Gregerson? Yeah, Alex Gregerson says hi. Hi, Alex. Here's another Alex. Silva Family Travels. Hello.
Hi, guys.
How you doing? Michael Cascone, happy Saturday, you guys. I'm going to wait in that 3-hour line at Gideon's because Alex recommends it. Also, I made reservation at the Boathouse due to the sliders.
You are going to love both of them.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't checked out, A, our Gideon's video yet, and B, the Boathouse video, I'm not plugging these videos because I want you to watch them so we get more views. I want you to watch these videos so that you guys can experience those two places. So everyone knows Gideon's is good.
Yeah.
Right? And most people know that the Boathouse is good, but we for some reason didn't go to the Boathouse for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And we recently went on our last trip, and oh my gosh,
I can't wait to go back.
I can't wait to go back. Like I want to go back every day that I'm in Disney and eat those sliders
And
again.
next time we go back, we should like try and sit outside near the water.
Yeah.
It looks so nice.
Yeah, we wanted to, but it was just kind of like rainy and drizzly.
Yeah, but the food was so good. The filet mignon sliders that Matt got were like unreal. I've never had anything like that. The fries.
The truffle fries. Yeah.
I'm a French fry connoisseur, and those were some of the best French fries I've ever had. My mahi tacos were good, but I think I'm going to try something different next time just because I want to try the crab cake.
Yeah.
And then Gideon's was so good. I'm like dreaming of that peanut butter iced coffee. I have to get that again.
That was good. And I don't even like coffee, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and just the cookies are absolutely amazing.
Gideon's and Boathouse, 10 out of 10. That is like, if we could recommend like a Disney Springs day for you, go to either lunch or dinner. Well, I would say lunch because you're not going to get into Gideon's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Go like first thing in the morning or like early in the morning, get in the virtual queue for Gideon's. You're going to have to wait at least probably 90 minutes to 2 hours. It's just how it's been.
Yeah.
But that's fine. During that time,
go enjoy Disney Springs.
Enjoy Disney Springs. Get some lunch at the Boathouse. Unreal.
Yeah,
that was
so good.
That was like might be my favorite restaurant at Disney right now.
And well, I really want to try Homecoming too.
Yeah.
We haven't ate there yet, so that might be an upcoming video next time we go.
Yeah, for sure. Alex says, I'm really curious what the new theme park at Disneyland will be. So are we. So it's a good segue. So let's talk about the Disneyland Forward is what they're calling it. And like I said in the beginning of the stream and I said in the video, this is all just like proposals right now. There's nothing really concrete to say like this is coming, and this is coming. It's more of like Disney is going to have to work with the city of Anaheim to be like, okay, what are our limitations? What are we allowed to do? A lot of it comes down to like zoning and permits and getting the city to sign off on things.
Yeah.
And frankly, Disney and the city of Anaheim, when it comes to things like this and other events, they don't have the greatest relationship. Remember Run Disney? Like that, they had a lot of issues with Run Disney, which is why it's no longer a thing out on the West Coast. So the city of Anaheim, as much as it needs Disney to kind of flourish, they butt heads a lot. So I'm gonna pull up the Disneyland Forward website, and we'll just talk about some of the things that Disney is thinking. So for Alex, anyone else in the stream, we're still working with a new streaming software, so I need to figure out how to like show things on this. But if you go to DisneylandForward.com, that's like what we're on right now. And there's a section, if you go under menu, project possibilities. And this is like a whole section where Disney's kind of outlining the possibilities of what it can possibly be. And we were looking at this before, and it says Disney's newest lands and attractions. With Disneyland Forward and an updated approach, these exciting new lands and attractions coming to Tokyo Disney Sea could be the perfect inspiration for the future of the Disneyland park. So
now another thing before we start talking about this, they didn't say that this is definitely going to be a third main gate. It might be an expansion of Disneyland, or it could be a third main gate. So that's not confirmed yet. We don't know.
That's TBD still.
Yeah. So but there's a lot of really fun and exciting possibilities that they listed here, and we'll kind of go over them with you guys.
Yeah. So again, they're kind of using what's coming to Tokyo and as kind of a base for what this can possibly be. And in my opinion, they're just kind of laying out like, hey, here's what we want to do. We're already doing this in Tokyo, so we could just copy it. Whether you like that or not, some people might not like that, but I'm just very excited that they're even possibly expanding Disneyland. That I don't really care what it is, and it's all new.
It's not like we go to Tokyo Disney or Disney all the time. Like we've never experienced this stuff, so it is new to us.
Exactly. So some of the things that they have on here. So they have Frozen, and it says guests visit Arendelle, the home of Elsa and Anna, and explore this frozen land filled with a thrilling boat adventure, as well as a restaurant set inside a castle. And the concept art that they show on the screen shows Elsa's ice castle in the distance. It shows Anna and Elsa's castle, like where they live in Arendelle, and it looks like just basically an Arendelle village, which would be very cool. The way I picture this is the ice castle and the mountain. It will be kind of like set off in the distance, kind of how Beast's castle is for like Be Our Guest. At least that's kind of what it looks like here. And then inside that castle, they will have a restaurant. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You'll have like a Frozen themed Be Our Guest type of experience. And they said a thrilling boat ride. That might be Frozen Ever After. They might just copy that and put it there. So that's one thing. The second thing that they have here is Tangled, which is going to be cool, and a lot of people have wanted this for a long time.
Yeah, people always say like the Tangled bathrooms in Magic Kingdom are awesome, but that they wish that there was an actual like ride or like area for Tangled.
Exactly. Well, if they get approval, you will get that. So it says Rapunzel's tower overlooks a charming forest where guests board gondolas to the Lantern Festival to live Rapunzel's best day ever with Flynn. A restaurant where she befriended a band of thieves in the film is also featured. That's cool because that, at least in my mind, reminds me of the Disney Cruise Line.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
So that would be awesome, and that looks. We haven't been on that ship with that itinerary, but just from what we've seen, it looks really really cool. So I'd be down for that. And another ride, Tangled ride would be cool. The lantern scene in that would probably be beautiful. And Tangled is such a good movie. Like that needs more love. Like yes, the bathrooms are cool, but like Punzi deserves better than just bathrooms. Yeah. So that would be awesome. So we'd have a Frozen section, a Tangled section, and then this one is going to be something you really like, and that's Peter Pan.
I have my Lost Boy shirt on. I don't know if you guys can see.
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
It says the Neverland area features 2 attractions. One that with the help of Tinkerbell takes guests on a boat ride following the Lost Boys down a river, and the other taking guests on a journey to the middle of Pixie Hollow where Tinkerbell and her friends live. The area also includes a restaurant with spectacular views inspired by the Lost Boys' iconic hideout. That is awesome. So I wish I can show this up on the screen. I'll kind of just show like each of the things here. So that is what they're thinking for like the Lost Boys Peter Pan area. You can see like the skull. That's where that is. There's Tangled, a little blurry, but you get the idea. And then Arendelle is there. And again, if you go to Disneyland Forward, you can like follow along with us and look at what we're looking at here. But
it all seems like pretty cool new things. Nothing. I mean, none of the parks here in the U.S. have any of that stuff. Yeah. So I would be excited for all of that. They also showed, what was the picture? They showed there's like going to be a lagoon in the middle with...
that was the concept art.
Yeah, the concept art.
So the concept art, I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. It's like that long photo. And that kind of has, you can't really make out details. So you wouldn't be able to see like, this is where Peter Pan is, this is where whatever. But it looks really cool. And it looks like they're going to have like some more shopping and some more, dining options there. I'm excited for it. Yeah. And then there's another section on here that says, with updated approvals, Disney's California Adventure Park could be home to some of Disney's most technologically advanced, immersive, and cutting-edge entertainment, taking cues from these exciting lands and attractions throughout the globe for inspiration. So again, Disney is calling out, saying, hey, we're doing this overseas. We want to bring this here. Yeah. Again, I'm fine with it because we haven't been overseas. Yeah. I'm sure many of you guys have not been to the Tokyo and Shanghai and all that. It's a trip. So to have it here in the States would be awesome. And those possibilities are Zootopia, which is under construction at Shanghai right now. But Zootopia would be able to come, which would be awesome. It says with a new major attraction that will seamlessly blend Disney storytelling and state-of-the-art technology to bring this fan-favorite movie and its characters to life. So that would be really cool. And then Toy Story Land, which we all know what Toy Story Land is by now. They have that over at Walt Disney World. It seems like it would be basically a carbon copy of everything there. They have Slinky Dog Dash, Alien Swirling Saucers, Woody's Lunchbox, Tron. So Tron possibly coming to California Adventure. And that is kind of all they have right now. So... again,
exciting for the future. Hopefully it gets approved by the city of Anaheim and that some of these things can come. Yeah, it's a lot of really cool things that are in the works. Yeah. I really, really hope that they can work this out. Again, none of this is confirmed, but they are going to have to work with the city, and this is the time. Like, you strike where the iron's hot. Anaheim needs the economic help, and to green light a massive Disney expansion, it's good for the city. So... yeah. We got some comments that came in while we were talking about that. And let's see. We got a couple Disney Cruise Line comments. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. Michelangelo said we need Gideons here in Disneyland. I would say, I'm right there with you, but
don't think that's going to happen because Gideon's isn't a Disney establishment. It was actually it's a local Orlando bakery that had a smaller shop more in like the downtown area, and then they had the opportunity to come to Disney Springs, and that's their now flagship store.
That's their second store, yeah.
Yeah, it's a local Orlando business, but who knows?
I mean, it's blowing up right now. Everybody loves it, so
yeah,
you never know.
Yeah. Justine says, I don't think there'll be an official third gate. I think there's going to be entrances from Disneyland and DCA, but I'm excited for what's to come.
I'd be happy with that.
Could very well be. That's definitely an option. Stephanie says, would you ever consider going to all the Disney parks around the world in the future? That is a bucket list item.
Yeah, and pre-COVID, we were really wanting to do Tokyo Disney.
Yes.
That's still on our bucket list, and I think we still will go one day. Maybe not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because we have the wedding coming up and honeymoon and all that stuff, but definitely in the future, we really want to visit. So
yeah, for sure. At the minimum, Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like all the other places I would love to go to, but Tokyo was like number one. Yeah. So wherever we go internationally, the first stop's going to be Tokyo. Yeah, it is a bucket list item. Everybody would love to go there. Hopefully they bring some of the food, the presentation from Tokyo Disney here in the U.S. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So cool.
They do such cute things with their food.
Yeah, we've seen so many videos of people that have visited there, and not only their food, but their merch is so cool. Like, it puts ours to shame. So
100%. Alex, thanks for the clarification on Disneyland possibilities. I will check it out. Yeah, no problem. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got a couple of Disney cruise line things.
Questions.
Yeah, so let's go back. We could talk about cruise a little bit.
Yeah.
Dakota says, okay, but seriously, I hope Disney cruising starts soon. I need my Castaway fix.
So do we.
So do we. We loved our time, and we had another cruise planned for 2020, early 2020, April time frame.
Then we rescheduled it for August 2020. That didn't happen. And then we finally just got our money and credit back, and
who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting conundrum right now because the no sail order is not going to be lifted, at least as of right now while we're talking, until November 1st. I know Governor DeSantis down in Florida had a meeting at Port Canaveral yesterday, and he's really pushing to try and get the cruise industry back up and running again safely because so many Florida jobs are tied to Port Canaveral, and there's an economic impact, obviously, for the state. So he wants to get it back up and running. Whether that happens, who knows? It doesn't seem like the CDC is going to budge on that order anytime soon, but we'll see. I think I read something that, did you see Disney and other cruise lines are doing sailings for UK residents?
No, I don't know.
I think they're going to be doing stuff this summer for UK residents as a workaround to the no sail order. I could be wrong though. I don't have any details around that.
We really hope it comes back soon. We can't wait to go on a Disney cruise again. We absolutely loved our time on the cruise line 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see when it does start sailing again, how they're going to work around all the guidelines and what's going to be changed and everything. So.
And that's a big thing for us, right? We love going to the parks, and like I said before, as much as we miss the fireworks and the shows, and that's a huge part of the Disney World experience, you still have other things you can do. So a lot of people have been asking us, are you guys going to cruise when it comes back? What are your thoughts on returning and all this stuff? And honestly, we're just going to wait and see what happens because cruising is so different than the parks. There's no attractions on a cruise.
Yeah.
There's, you only eat at restaurants at a certain time. So, if the pools are closed, if there's no character meet and greets, if there's no shows, I mean, in my opinion, it's not worth going.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
That's what I was going to say. If the pools aren't open and things like that, I don't know if we would want to spend our money and do it because that was the entertainment, the pools, all of those things were really big highlights of our trip. So. And I mean,
that's a huge part of the cruise experience, right? So if those things aren't going to be back, we will not be there in the beginning, and that's not a knock on it. It's just it's not cheap to cruise on Disney, especially. So if you're going to spend all that money, we would want the full experience like what we had the last time we went. So if we have to wait a little bit, we'll wait a little bit. Ariel said, what do you think of the new DCL cruise itineraries that were just released? I saw that 2022, right? 2022
Yep.
itineraries were released. But to be honest, I haven't really looked into it. I've kind of put Disney Cruise Line like on the back burner just because it's been really no updates there other than just like further cancellations. But it's a good sign that 2022 stuff has come out. Fingers crossed, like everything goes off without a hitch, and either this fall or maybe even the summer, if the the states get involved and can get that order lifted, they'll be able to sail again. So
hope soon.
We'll see. Let's see. We got some more comments here. Hope Michelangelo. Hopefully the cruises in June will be successful, so Disney Cruise Line cruises can start again. We're right there with you. Really hope so. The Magic is doing a cruise to nowhere in the UK. Yep. Yeah. And Michael said the same thing. You're right. The Magic is sailing out of the UK. So, I mean, if you're British and you live in the UK, you have a chance to get on a ship. Sometime this summer if you like. Thanks for stopping by, Alex. Appreciate you being here. 2022 on the Wish. Yeah, that's the goal to kind of get that going. But yeah, so I think that is going to do it for today's stream. This was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. It's always a great time to interact with you guys in the comments, and we promise we're going to do this more often. It will not be 7 months until our next live stream, so we got to do this again.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Again, if you guys don't already follow us over on Instagram at MattAndAlex Vlogs, make sure you guys go do that. We have a couple more Disney videos coming out this upcoming week. We are going back again soon, so stay tuned. We got more stuff coming through, although there's like no park reservations, so
but we do have some creative ideas, so stay tuned for all of that.
Yeah, maybe we'll go back to the boathouse again. Really hope so. But again, thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys real soon.